Okay, let's dive in. We are tackling that really powerful, sometimes painful emotion today. You know, the one suspicion, anger, sadness when you feel like you're losing someone's attention.
Right, jealousy. It gets a bad rap, often seen as negative, but it's actually a fundamental human alarm system.
Exactly. And our mission here is to, well, break down its psychology, figure out how it's wired in us, and pull out some real science-backed tools.
Tools to help turn it from something destructive into hopefully a way to grow personally. We're drawing from a pretty comprehensive guide on this.
Yeah, designed to give you a solid understanding. So let's start with something crucial people often mix up. Jealousy versus envy.
Oh, absolutely. They get used interchangeably, but psychologically, they're quite distinct. Envy is simpler. It's dyadic, just two parties involved, meaning it's you wanting something someone else has, like maybe their job success or that amazing trip they took. It often comes with feelings of inferiority, maybe a little resentment.
Okay, so that's envy, wanting what someone else possesses. How is jealousy different then?
Jealousy is triadic. It needs three parts. You, the person or relationship you value, and a third party, the rival.
Ah, so it's not about wanting something you don't have. It's about fearing you'll lose something you do have.
Precisely. The core feeling is fear of loss, anxiety about that rival taking what's yours, basically.
Yeah, I guess it gets really messy when those two overlap.
But that's the perfect storm, yeah. The absolute most intense feeling happens when you're jealous of a rival you also envy. Someone who threatens your relationship and has qualities you wish you had.
Oof. Okay, so if jealousy is this deep-seated fear, this alarm, where does it actually come from? Is it just insecurity?
Well, insecurity often plays a huge role. Low self-esteem definitely makes you more vulnerable to feeling threatened. And past experiences matter too.
Like past betrayals?
Exactly. Betrayal, neglect. Things like that can really heighten suspicion.
That's
It can even lead to what's sometimes called retrospective jealousy, becoming anxious about a partner's past relationships.
You also mentioned it's like wired in, an evolutionary thing.
Right. Think of it as an inherited response, a kind of primal programming designed way back when to protect important bonds, maybe even ensure genetic lineage. It's an ancient alarm system.
Huh. So this old wiring is still firing off in our modern world, sometimes over things that aren't really direct threats anymore.
That's the conflict, isn't it? The system can misfire, and we actually feel it. There's real neural pain involved.
Okay, let's unpack that biology.
Yeah.
How does scrolling social media, for instance, tie into this ancient alarm?
Great question. When you're doing that comparison thing, looking at perfectly curated lives online, it can activate a part of your brain called the anterior cingulate cortex, the ACC.
The ECC.
Yeah, it's involved in detecting errors and social conflict, but here's the kicker. It processes social pain using the exact same neural pathways as physical pain.
Wait, seriously. So feeling left out or socially rejected literally registers like getting hurt physically in the brain?
To your brain, yes. There's not much difference. And then another area, the amygdala, our emotional sentinel, spots this threat.
And sounds the alarm.
Instantly, it triggers stress hormones like cortisol, so suddenly you're in a physiological fight or flight state over, a photo or a comment online.
Wow. Okay, so if it's this deeply wired biological thing, you can't just switch it off.
No, really, no. It's not about destroying the emotion or seeing it as some kind of moral failure. It's about learning to manage the alarm system.
Which brings us to the toolkit.
Yeah.
How do we handle that cortisol rush, that physical alarm bell ringing?
Right. The toolkit has four main parts. Step one is about immediate diffusion. Acknowledge and accept the feeling.
Just notice it.
Yeah, don't judge yourself for feeling it. Simply name it internally. Okay, I am feeling jealous right now. Saying it, even just to yourself, can interrupt that immediate stress cascade. Take some of the intensity out.
Okay, acknowledge it. What's next? Dealing with the thoughts spinning around.
Exactly. Step two, challenge your thoughts. This uses cognitive behavioral ideas. Ask yourself, is this fear based on actual evidence, or is it mostly suspicion and what-ifs?
So, sort of fact-checking the narrative your brain is creating.
Precisely. You're trying to cool down that ACC, the comparison engine. Step three is about communication, which is obviously vital in relationships.
But tricky when you're feeling jealous. How do you talk about it without making things worse?
The key is communicate, don't accuse. Shift the language. Instead of saying, you're always flirting, which is accusatory, try expressing your own feeling. I feel insecure when.
Focusing on your experience, not blaming them. Makes sense.
It's about sharing vulnerability, which builds trust, rather than assigning fault, which erodes it.
Okay, acknowledge, challenge, communicate vulnerably. What's the final step?
Step four, Embrace self-improvement. This is about redirecting that painful energy. Jealousy often highlights what you value and where you feel you might be lacking.
So use it as information.
Yes, use that signal. What's the feeling pointing to? Maybe it's a skill you want to develop, a personal goal you want to set. Focus on building your own competence and self-worth, your self-efficacy.
So ultimately, this intense, uncomfortable feeling isn't just something to be squashed.
Yeah.
It's information, a map almost.
A map pointing to areas where maybe your self-worth or sense of security could use some strengthening. Managing the alarm helps you read the map.
Right. And that actually leads to a really interesting final thought for you, the listener, to chew on.
We know these jealousy circuits in the brain aren't totally fixed. They're plastic, shaped by experience and culture.
So if our modern world, especially things like hyper-curated social media, is constantly showing us what we could lose or what others seem to have,
Then how much of the jealousy we feel today is that old, outdated evolutionary wiring doing its thing? And how much is maybe a learned behavior, something actively cultivated by the pressures and norms of modern society itself?
something to think about.